Hello, my beautiful Virgo. How are you doing? My name is SimplyVelca, and today, darling, I'm going to be doing your weekly July 2021 tarot reading. So if you find any cards that resonate with you in this reading, be sure to let me know in the comments below, Virgo, which cards resonate with you and how, because I always like to call them your aha moments, really. Also, if you enjoy this tarot reading today, or you just enjoy my vibe, Virgo, I would really appreciate it if you were to give this video a like and subscribe, because it does help me out a lot, and I always am super appreciative of it when you guys do that for me, Virgo. But remember, put it in perspective, I'm just a man reading some tarot cards to you. These cards are just here to give you some food for thought, a perspective for you to consider today, Virgo, but never making the choices in your life, because it's your life to live, not mine and not these tarot cards. So let's just get into your July reading today, Virgo. I already am pulling these cards, darling, to see where it is you're currently at, Virgo, and ooh, choices to be made. You have a choice, Virgo. You have a choice. Choices to be made. So definitely we start out with your Seven of Cups here. This is literally the epitome of choices, Virgo. So with the Seven of Cups, you know, it lets me know of like, you know you need to make a decision. Some of you guys may try to pretend as if like you're trying to like have the best of both worlds, in a sense, Virgo, where it's just like, oh, what if I can have my cake and eating it too? Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be the case with the cards coming in for you guys, Virgo. And I feel like you guys kind of know this as well. You kind of know that decision needs to be made. Now, there's a bunch of different possibilities with this, right? Seven of Cups lets me know where it's just like almost, it's not just like in a sense of doing, you know, asking yourself, being like, what pizza toppings do you want, right? Do I want pizza? I mean, do you want pizza? Do you want onions or do you want pepperoni, right? It's not in that very simple way. I feel like it's in a way of being like very like different options. So it's like, you know, you're making a choice for dinner. Do you want pizza or do you want Greek food? You know, it's those polarizing types of choices that I'm getting for you, Virgo. I hope this makes sense. I hope y'all are following with my food references. I always like to just use examples so it's like it makes it easier for you guys to click and put these puzzle pieces together for how it coordinates for your life and how it makes sense for your life, Virgo. So then the clarifiers we have going on for this, Virgo, we have the Five of Pentacles coming in here, with the Eight of Pentacles coming in here. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles coming in here, with the Queen of Swords in the inverted. Now, I am going to just keep, whenever I show this card, Virgo, I always like to show artwork, so it's like, I'm not going to hold it upside down, right? So this is overall a message, Virgo, of where I would say the choices that you want to make are not, you know, you acknowledge that the next choices you have to do means you have to walk away, all right? Means that you have to transition from where it is you're currently at. For some reason, it bums you guys out. For some reason, Queen of Swords in the reverse, you guys almost want to keep yourself, it's like you're clinging on to something. You're clinging on to like certain connections. You're clinging on to something that just, it's comfortable. Even if it's not comfortable in the sense of where it's like it brings you nothing but good emotions, it's comfortable in the sense that's, in the sense of where it's like, it's kind of like how you've always just known it to be, Virgo. I hope that makes sense. It's just kind of the message I got. It's just like, it's what you've always known, right? It may not be perfect, but it's just all you've ever really known. And so, and that just sounds better than, you know, perhaps taking a stand, being confrontational, speaking your truth a little bit more. Queen of Swords is this card where it's like she's unapologetic. I talked about how I was going to hold it upright for y'all, and I wasn't. Queen of Swords is all about a sense of where it's like she's unapologetically speaking her views, unapologetically speaking her opinion, and, you know, being completely fine with being by herself during that time. She don't care about the popular opinion. She doesn't care about the perception of others. She makes the choices that are just best for her. And so I feel like that's something that you need to identify with a little bit more, Virgo, is, you know, do some research on the Queen of Swords, and I feel like you would identify with her energy quite a bit. And so yeah, let's get a closing card for this, for where you guys are currently at. Six of Cups coming in here. So this is something that, this is like history here, right? You're clinging on to stuff that's just like been part of your life, been part of your story for a while now, Virgo. But I feel like your story is about to change, and I feel like it's you in the driver's seat. And I feel like you kind of know this as well. Notice me saying feel, feel, feel. And I feel like that's a thing for you, Virgo. You kind of have to just go off of your feeling. You can't always just apply logic to everything. Sometimes you have to be really willing to take those risks, right? There's always going to be risks in everything. You're always going to be able to weigh certain things out. But, you know, it's time to just break out of your shell, Virgo. Break out of your shell. So let's get a sense for how this week's going to progress for you, though, Virgo. Let's see how this progresses for you. We have the Fool card coming in here, so you guys do it. The Fool card is literally is associated with the number 0, Virgo, because you're stepping into a new journey. This is like starting clean slate entirely. So as I was saying, like, you guys are leaving the past. You guys are acknowledging that you have the decision that you need to make with this. Where's the 7 of Cups here, darling? With the 7 of Cups, Virgo, you acknowledge that just like, all right, I got to make this decision. I'm not necessarily happy that I have to make this decision, right? I'm not necessarily happy that you're having to like start from 0, start from scratch with something. But I feel like, right, I feel like it's going to be super rewarding. So let's get into some clarifiers with this. Actually, let's do back of the deck. We have the Wheel of Fortune coming in for you, Virgo. So this is already a good sign. This gear is turning into your favor. This is a sense of, you know, good fortune, right? Being attached to this new journey. So that's ideally, like, this is best what it is that you want. And I want you to take note, Virgo. We're constantly, like, now we're getting into since this is for how this week plays out for you, we're getting a bunch of major arcana just coming out. And, you know, so if this Fool card wasn't enough of an emphasis on transitions, just the repetitive major arcana shows this as well, because it's just a lot of big changes happening. We have the 7 of Pentacles coming in here. So this is definitely you putting your roots into something new, Virgo. And then we have the King of Cups coming in as well. Very interesting energy. I have a cat here now on my eyeball. So with this King of Cups here, I see you actually feeling really good about this, Virgo. I don't see you 4 swords in the reverse, but the past is still unsettling you, Virgo. You cannot allow this, like, I don't know, you know, if there's this sense of obligation that you're feeling. I'm going to show these other cards in a moment, but I'm going to talk about this first before we get into the juicy. This 4 swords in the reverse, you kind of have to just allow things to be, Virgo. And I know, like, it just feels like some of you guys are just so, I have to be honest, right? Y'all can just talk to Siri if you want to just hear things you want to hear, Virgo, right? I'm just trying to help you out and get you to your best possible you that you can be. And I'm seeing with this 4 swords and they're inverted that you're still going to be thinking about how your choices impact others, or just considering like what if you chose, you know, entertaining the what if question. If like, what if I chose this other path? What if, whatever, right? I feel like you guys need to really just be at peace with this 6 of Cups situation, 5 of Pentacles. I don't know if it's like drama involved with this, Virgo. I don't know if you just feel a sense of obligation towards this connection. That's why you're consistently like looking back and be like, oh, you know, but you cannot start this new journey as the Fool, Virgo, still thinking about the past. The Fool has no baggage. The Fool just has nothing but like what's in his like stick and sack and like their guides, right? The animal that's guiding them. You know, there's no time to be looking back, darling. The Fool is always looking forward because there's no reason to be, there's nothing to look back to. It's the start of a new journey. And so I really feel like for you guys, Virgo, we need to have this discussion of you letting this go, because this these changes, this journey for you to put these new roots into this new place that's actually really bountiful for you because of this Wheel of Fortune, Virgo. You need to really be focusing on this King of Cups in the upright, you know, being at peace with your emotions, being, you know, having your emotions under control, rather. That makes a lot more sense what I'm trying to express. You know, just having a general sense of control, and you're not going to get to that without 4 swords being turned into the upright for you, Virgo, right? You need to be at peace and be able to just like accept things to how they are in the past and start your new chapters, you know, not even new chapter, like book entirely, you know, close this book down and start, you're opening a new book with this Fool card. Virgo. Even just under this is a Seven of Wands. This is about perception of others, how other people are perceiving you, Virgo. So it's just like, yeah, like, girl, come on now. So, all right, I'm done with my ranting for that, Virgo. Now, darling, let's get into some advice from your spirit guides. Let's see what advice your spirit guides have to tell you, Virgo. What advice do you guys have for Virgos this week? Let's take a look. We have the Wasp Spirit, number 1 for numerology. The Wasp Spirit, life sometimes stings. You know, what were we just talking about, darling? I'm not going to hone in on it too much more, but now I can blame my sassiness that I was giving you guys earlier, Virgo, on your spirit guides, right? Your spirit guides are telling you the same exact thing of being like, life sometimes stings, life sometimes sucks. This is, I feel like, more so of a message that, like, you acknowledge the hardships, Virgo, right? I'm not trying to say that you don't acknowledge that life sometimes sucks, because it's just like, honey, it's just like, girl, you don't need to tell me twice, right? I don't need to be told it, right? I've had a few times with this wasp. But I feel like you need to acknowledge that for other people, right? If this is your public perception in terms of the choices that you're weighing out, this tulip, I always like to be petting her between readings. I just get cat hair all over. But yeah, if your choices are like being worried because of how you would be perceived by other people, you need to acknowledge that life sometimes stings for other people, baby, and that's not on you. That's just life, baby, right? And so it's like, I feel like that message comes in not necessarily telling you, Virgo, being like, obviously life, like, whatever. You don't need to hear that message. You need to like remind yourself that for other people, right? Everyone experienced some stinging moments, and as long as you're not like, your choices are not like directly just trying to hurt somebody, and like you're just trying to do what's best for you, can you really fault you for that, right? Sometimes people have to be inconvenienced, and that's just life, darling. No one's gonna live your life for you, Virgo. So Seven of Wands comes back out again, darling, Virgo. So yeah, I'm putting the blame on my sassiness on your guides, because this message is just coming in clearly. Stop worrying about how other people are perceiving you, Virgo. We have the Knight of Wands in the reverse, because this is how it's going to really deter you. I really feel as if, Virgo, you don't have, like, I feel like you need to be okay with being your own cheerleader, right? And what I mean by this is, like, I've always been able to, I don't ever really talk about it, but it's just like, you know, I acknowledge how I look. I look like a clown. I've been looking like a clown since I was like a teenager, darling, right? Even before it was like more normal. And it's one of those things where it's like, you have to, Virgo, be able to celebrate yourself and be like, you know what, doing your own thing and not caring about how other people are going to perceive you, right? Because it's like, if it's not like, put it in perspective, it's making you happy to just throw on like a little witch hat and like some makeup, and that's what makes you happy. Why are you valuing strangers' perception? Well, not strangers, because obviously you probably know them, Virgo. Why are you valuing other people's perceptions more than like just doing like this simple act on stuff that would just bring you personal joy, right? And so you have to be willing to be your own cheerleader when everyone else is rooting against you, when everyone else is booing you, Virgo. Sometimes that just happens, right? You just got to continue living in your truth, and eventually those boos slowly start turning into cheers. Take it from me, darling. There's been so many people who in my life have always, you know, started out definitely booing me, and have eventually come to see the other side of it. And even those that don't, it's like, girl, I don't care, right? But with this Knight of Wands here, darling, I'm only giving this talk just because it's like, I see this can definitely, like, something from your past definitely having this chance to just really deter you, and I just don't want you to have this be deterring. So we have the Three of Cups in the inverted with the Queen of Pentacles. So this is this sense of like kind of confirming. I was kind of tiptoeing around this before, Virgo, because I didn't want to just be blunt about it or just say it so like harshly just from intuitive, but I don't feel like you have good people around you. Well, let me back that up. I feel like you could have a better support system for people around you, and you can find better people. And so Queen of Pentacles comes in is this, again, this sense of solo energy, Virgo. You know, so that's a theme that both the Queen's Swords and the Queen of Pentacles kind of represents, is, you know, being completely content with themselves and taking care of themselves, Virgo, right? The Queen of Pentacles does what makes her, like, literally, she is, like, of all the archetypes for all the cards. She's literally Virgo, the epitome of just doing what makes her personally happy. Like, she don't care about the perception of others. She don't care about any of that. She don't care, literally, like, she don't care about the haters. These are like, when this is in the inverted, this is literally haters. Like, this is literally like, usually because this is like your, your friends, whatever, just victory and celebration, literally is just like haters. So it's like, but she don't care. Queen of Pentacles don't care, baby. She don't care whatsoever. She pays them dust, right? Because that's all they are. They just some dusty, crusty, musty people if they cannot celebrate you, for you, Virgo. And just remember that, darling. So yeah, I'm gonna close this off now, Virgo, with a positive affirming card for y'all to take to with you for the rest of this week. Let's see what positive affirming card we have for you this week, Virgo. Let's see here. Obstacles or detours in the right direction, right? I don't feel like I really even need to really expound on this too much, but this is just, a card of reminding yourself, Virgo, of where it's like, if something's just like becoming an obstacle, becoming an inconvenience, if certain things are just not working out and you have to change your plans, that's just you being redirected to your true purpose. You're just taking like a little right turn, right? When you're going to your destination on a long road trip, I mean, most of the time you're not just going in one straight line, Virgo. There's some curves, there's some detours that you have to take, right? And so remember that we're all on this journey, right? We're all just on this highway that we call life. And so remember that, Virgo. But darlings, that is the reading that I have for you this week for July 2021. Virgo, if you did enjoy this reading, let me know in the comments below which cards resonated with you, darling. If you would like to book a private personal reading with me, Virgo, my website's linked down below in the comments in the description box with my social medias, SimplyVelca.com, my Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that is just SimplyVelca as well, Virgo. And yeah, hopefully I can connect with you sometime in the near future. And by the way, Virgo, if you have any friends that are into tarot, even if they're not, send them their weekly Zodiac reading, and I promise you they might find a message that resonates with them. I promise you. But yeah, I love you so much, Virgo.